earlier classes we have studied about Bohr model of atom and other atomic models of atom and their drawbacks and why we need Bohr model, what were the postulates of Bohr models. All these things I have already told you, and also told you that with the help of Bohr model how can we calculate the different behavior of simple electrons and protons. Means like if you want to calculate velocity and energy and simple size of the orbit, then all these things clear is calculated with the help of Bohr model easily. And I've already explained all these things, and I was explaining about hydrogen level spectrum with the help of Bohr model. Means I've already explained also hydrogen level spectrum, but here I was explaining it with the help of Bohr model, and I explained three series for the hydrogen atom. First was Lyman series, Balmer series, and second was Balmer, and third was Paschen series. For all these three things series, this is the equation for the wavelength associated with that particular transition. Means suppose that simple from any higher to lower atomic simple orbit, if any electron atom possesses simple possesses transitions, then there will be emission of energy takes place. Means if we after that if we will arrange them in the increasing or decreasing order of frequency or wavelength, then we will get a spectrum of that particular atom. So in case of hydrogen also I have explained already all these things, and we can obtain the wavelength for any transition depending upon to which higher state to or excited states to which lower state it is making transitions, and we can calculate easily lambda, and R is where Rydberg constant. Okay. So the fourth series is bracket series. In bracket series, first the level which is fixed, that is N1 is equal to 4. Means all the transitions from higher to lower, means from higher states to N equal to 4 states there will be transition. Means the lower state for the electronic transition will be N equal to 4. Means all those wavelengths, all those frequencies were called the bracket series, which will make transition from any higher stage 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infrared from all these to N equal to 4 state. So we can easily write the lambda for this, and again we can easily calculate what will be the minimum wavelength and maximum wavelength. In this case, for maximum wavelength we have to put N2 equal to 5. For minimum we have to put N2 equal to infinite. Means after putting all these things, we can easily calculate in which range it will lie, and we obtain easily with the help of that it lies in the range of infrared region. Paschen series was also lying in the range of infrared region, but it as the region of infrared is very large, very wide, so we can easily divide it into three parts: near infrared, infrared and far infrared. So Paschen series, the frequency or wavelengths of Paschen series lies in the region of near infrared, and the wavelength of bracket series lies in the range of infrared. So I think this with the help of Bohr model, bracket series is also clear to you. Now let's see the next series, which is Wundt series. So in Wundt series, again the lower atomic electronic orbit will be fixed. That will be in case 5, and N2 can be 6, 7, 8, so on infinite. Means simple, if any electronic transition takes place from any higher states to the lower state N equal to 5, then all that series, all that wavelengths will lie in the series which is called Pund series. Means collection of all those lines of the spectrum is known as Pund series. So I think simple Pund series is also clear to you. Then we can write wavelength for Pund series, that will be R 1 upon 25 minus 1 upon n2 square. This will give us this will give us the wavelengths of the spectral lines lies in the Pund series. And again, of course, we can easily find out what will be the maximum wavelength and what will be the minimum wavelength. In this case means the two extreme cases or range of wavelengths obtained in Pund series. So for that maximum wavelength we have to put n2 equal to 6, and for the minimum we have to put n2 equal to infinite, as I have calculated I think earlier in Lyman-Balmer Paschen, and I have told you how can we explain the region in which this series will lie. So again when we calculate it, this will lie in the region of far infrared region. So means again this all series also lies in the region of infrared region. So the three series of hydrogen atoms lie in the region of infrared region, Paschen, bracket and Pund. So and the first series Lyman was lying in the region of ultraviolet region, and Balmer was lying in the region of simple visible region of light. So all these spectrums are now I think clear to you how to explain the atomic transition, atomic or electronic transitions in case of atoms, and how to explain their spectrum or spectral series. So if this is clear to you, now let's see a factor which is called energy level diagram, which helps us to easily understand the transitions of electrons from one higher to lower states, or simple we can easily understand the spectrum of or spectra of any atom or any electron. So let's see energy level diagram for. So according to Bohr model, electrons are revolving in certain circular orbits. So we can easily explain first transition of electrons and spectral series. On the basis of that, after that I will tell you what is the energy level diagram and how can we draw it. So first let's see that suppose that this is nucleus, and these are simply different circular orbits. I have to draw actually more size and it, but let's see. So this is n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3. As you go to start simple electron revolves in only that circular orbit which has angular momentum in the value of angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, and that integers will be 1, 2, 3. Means suppose that electron can revolve in this orbit, in this orbit, and this orbit, and I will tell you later other orbits. Suppose that this is n equal to 4, this is n equal to 5. Actually I have not a space, that's why I am only drawing this. And also we can sum n equal to 6, suppose that. Okay, I think this is clear. Now for the Lyman series, I have already told you that for that the first lower orbit will be fixed, that is 1. Means from higher states, to if electron transit to lower state n equal to 1, then that will gives us series for Lyman. This means suppose that this n equal to 2 to 1, n equal to 3 to 1, n equal to 4 to 1, n equal to 5 to 1, and suppose this, they all have the same destiny, that is n equal to 1, and this spectral line is, series is known as Lyman series. Lyman series. Clear? Similarly, we can easily draw the electronic transition for the Balmer series. And for the Balmer series, as you know that the lowest atomic energy level to which it can make transition is n equal to 2. means higher states means n equal to 3 to 2 it can transit here. Such types of transitions can take place, and this series is known as Balmer series. Clear? Again, we can easily draw a series for simple Paschen, and as you know that for Paschen, the lowest energy level is n equal to 3. So we can draw for n equal to 3 like this, from n equal to 4 to n equal to 3. This is the series of Paschen. Similarly, we can draw for if the lowest level is n equal to 4, then we will get bracket series. If lowest is n equal to 5, we will get cone series. So we can draw it for all these things. If n equal to 4 is the destination, then we will get bracket series. And if n equal to 5 is the destination, suppose that here all other energy levels are also present, then it is called simple, it is cone series. So with the help of atomic simple concept and the Rutherford model, we can also explain easily what will be the energy level diagram for this. So energy level diagram simple we can easily draw it in case of circular orbits, but actually if there are a lot of circular orbits, then there is some complications while drawing this. So for to remove that complications, we assign these circular orbits to the with the help of a straight line, and that straight line shows us the particular energy associated with this particular stationary orbit. Means in place of trying this circular path, circular orbit, we can easily draw only a line for n equal to 1. And we can show these straight transitions of electrons in different orbits, and that arrangement is known as energy level diagram in case of this spectroscopy. And means in spectroscopy we don't we show only these transitions and these energy levels with the help of some straight line. So let's see that how can we explain this the same thing with the help of energy level diagram. So I think this is simple, clear to you. Now let's see that. So as I told you that for energy level diagram, we simply take this all the circular orbits with the help of some straight lines. So for n equal to 1, we can show it like that, n equal to 2, 3, and there is certain energy associated with these orbits given by the Bohr formula. And as I am drawing it for the simple hydrogen level, so for hydrogen atom, then for hydrogen atom, as we calculated energy, that is minus 13.6 upon n square. So if we will put per certain value of means n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it like that, then we will get particular value of energy. Then it will start from nearly minus 14 electron volt to for n equal to infinite, it will be 0. Means after this value of energy equal to 0, we will get some continuum energy states, and below which we can easily we will obtain some discrete sets for wavelength. So I think simple there is no any fusion in all these things. And also after putting these values for n, we will see that with increasing n, there is decrease in energy gap. So that's why this actually gapping is known as energy gap, and we can easily calculate that by taking the simple difference between any two energy of the difference between energy of any two orbits. And if we will see that, then we will get the difference between n equal to 2 and n equal to 1 is greater than the n equal to 3 and 2, and continually it will decrease, and the energy levels are getting closer to each other. So that's why I got it in this form, because with increasing n, the energy levels, these lines are the lines shows the energy level for a particular orbit, and these energy levels are getting closer with the increasing value of n. So an energy level, simple, the concept of energy levels are now I think clear to you. Means energy associated for any orbit can be drawn by a line, and that line will tell you the transitions or spectra of particular. Now for Lyman series again we have simple, we know that if from higher states electron it transit from higher states to lower state n equal to 1, then we will get the series of wavelengths which will call Lyman series. So we can draw here for this, for n equal to 2 to 1, 3 to 1, like this. Means from any higher state, so this it will transit to n equal to 1, we will get Lyman series. Similarly, in the same way, if from higher states to electron will make transition from higher to lower state n equal to 2, then we will get Balmer series. So for Balmer series it will be like this. This is Balmer series. Again, if destination is n equal to 3, we will get Paschen series. This is Paschen. And if n equal to 4, then we will get bracket series. And if n equal to 5, then we will get Coulomb series. So with the help of these energy levels, we can easily explain the spectra of hydrogen atom in very simple form, and these straight lines here shows the transition from any higher to lower states. Means in the in spectroscopy, when we simply draw these lines to show the energy level diagram or transitions or spectra of any atom, in which the transitions are shown by some straight lines, and these straight line will tell you and from which states to which state they are making transitions. So if energy level diagram is simply clear to you, then let's see that how we can prove the second postulate of Bohr with the help of de Broglie model. Let's see that. So as you know that the concept of de Broglie was that means every moving particle will have in there will be association of a wave with that particle. Means simple in Bohr model also saying that electrons is orbiting with certain circular with certain velocity in stationary orbits, then definitely if electrons is moving, then there will be an association of wave with it, with the concept of de Broglie, and that way we can easily tell it that there will be a particle wave for the particular electron. So then actually for the wave, as we know that you have already studied about the standing wave. Means if we fix any string between two poles, and then after then there are a lot of excitements occurs. Means lot of there is wave generated for and for lot of wavelengths, but only those excitements will reach and reflect back to its original point, which have nodes at two ends. Means standing waves are formed for only certain wavelengths, and they are formed only for those wavelengths. Since here is also a closed path, then definitely here is also a formation of a standing wave. So standing waves are formed only for those wavelengths which have integral multiple. Means simple the path depends on the wavelength, and that wavelength will be in form of integral multiple. So means there will be not there no formation of for every wavelength. There will be only formation of standing wave for certain certain wavelengths, and that wavelength will be integral multiple in the form of integral multiple. So I think this is simply clear to you. If we take the it as the concept of wave, then definitely here is the formation of a standing wave in this case. And for standing wave, as we know that the distance covered by this standing wave in one total revolution, and that distance will be integral multiple of lambda. So here the distance covered by particle in one revolution, that will be equal to its circumference. Suppose that here the radius of this orbit is Rn, so the circumference will be 2 pi Rn. That will be equal to integral multiple of lambda according to the concept of standing wave. As you know that from de Broglie concept, lambda equal to h upon mv. We can write it here Bn. Suppose that this is nth orbit, so we can easily the 2 pi Rn equal to n lambda, nh upon mbn, or we can arrange it, that will be m bn Rn, that will comes out to be n into h upon 2 pi. And this is the concept of Bohr model, means Bohr's second model, which is quantization of simple atomic orbits. So we can easily understand it by also with the help of de Broglie, means this quantization, this restriction is also given by the concept of de Broglie and standing wave. We can easily understand it. So I think simple, it's clear to you how with the help of de Broglie concept of wave and particle duality, how can we simple prove it for the particle nature. So simple, this is clear to you. Now let's see that actually in Bohr model there are also some limitations, and also for to remove that limitations, a new model will again come, and that model is also known as actually Sommerfeld model, and that is you have not to study here that model, but first let's see what are the limitations of what were the limitations of Bohr model. So let's see them one by one. There were a lot of limitations, and even Bohr model was not able to explain all the phenomena for the atom. First, Bohr model is easily understandable for z equal to 1, but for z greater than 1, this model does not give satisfactory explanation of spectral lines and other relative simple informations. And it is applicable for the atoms like hydrogen and hydrogen atom. Second concept was that simple Bohr in Bohr model, Bohr doesn't give any region for the taking circular orbits. We can also take their elliptical orbit. There was no problem while taking elliptical orbit. Then why only we take circular orbit? So there was no any region given by him here. Third is that Bohr actually assumed electron as a particle, and means he explained his model on the behalf of particle nature of matter, but he even didn't say anything about the wave nature of matter anywhere. Means wave nature of matter, he denied all these things. Next, Bohr model, as you know, that explain spectrum of hydrogen atom, but even it is also failed to explain fine structure of hydrogen atom. There in hydrogen atom, fine spectrums are also obtained, means splitting of lines and other smallest wavelengths are also obtained, and that cannot be explained by the help of Bohr model. only some series of lines can be explained on the basis of Bohr model. Next, in any circular orbits, how electrons are distributed and how they are arranged, and there is no information regarding that in Bohr model also. Means we don't know in that circular orbit. Sorry guys. Means we don't know anything that in that circular orbits how the electrons are arranged and how they are what is their distributions, you have studied it by the help of Pauli and Wundt and other above principle. Means you get no idea about all these things. Next, limitations were also there are a lot of things actually. When we apply magnetic field to any atom, then there are splitting of atoms takes place. Splitting of energy levels takes place. While application of magnetic field or electric field, the energy levels are split into 2 or 3 parts, and due to that splitting, we get some extra wavelength and extra frequency, which is also known as finite spectrum. You know that that concept. So on the application of magnetic field to the atom, energy level are splitted. This effect is known as Zeeman effect. And on the application of electric field, if energy levels are splitting, that effect is known as Stark effect. So both effects were not explained with the help of Bohr model. Means Bohr model was built to explain why there is a splitting of energy levels takes place on the application of electric or magnetic field. So there are such types of all these limitations, and all these things were not explained by the help of Bohr model. So definitely if we can easily explain only hydrogen like spectrum, even we can't explain their fine spectrum. So we must need some new model to remove these discrepancies again. So these discrepancies actually tried to remove by Sommerfeld, and he assumed the orbits in place of circular orbits. He assumed the elliptical orbit and other concept of quantum physics. Again, there was also some limitations. Means simple to if we want to study about atom, then one model is not sufficient to give all the informations about that. Then we have to study some different models for the complete knowledge about the atom and their distribution and their finite spectrum, Zeeman effect, Stark effect, and for other things. So I think simple limitations are now clear to you. And simple if I want to hear discuss one more thing. Like I've told you that hydrogen-like atoms can be explained. The spectrum of hydrogen-like atom can be explained on the base with the help of Bohr model. Like we can easily explain the spectral series of simple alkali atoms like sodium, lithium. We can explain the alkali metals spectra with the help of this. So I think this is now simple, clear to you, atomic models and what were their limitations. And don't think about that. Then Bohr model was very accurate, and even it was very important to remove so many discrepancies of Rutherford model. Like even it gives the stability of atom. Means this was atomic model which can be accepted for the so many things, and even we explained a lot of concepts with the help of Bohr model. But there were also a lot of concepts which we couldn't explain with the help of Bohr model. So if these all things are now clear to you, then let's see some other things. So in next class, let's see some spectrums of hydrogen-like atoms and X-ray spectrum and other things. So for today, thank you guys.